Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about an often misunderstood situation known as group stalking or community stalking. As someone who has personally experienced the dangers of being a targeted individual of group stalking, it is important to share information about the impact it can have on a person's life. I do want to say that while I do experience this firsthand, and I'm sharing because of how this situation has changed my life, I have also researched the topic as well. So some of the ways I'm expressing what I have experienced are also influenced by my research on the topic. Group stalking is a covert form of harassment that involves a group of individuals working together to systematically target and torment an individual. The methods employed can be psychological, causing immense distress and fear. In many cases, targeted individuals might not get the help they need because of psychological trauma that will affect their ability to address their own needs. The victims, known as targeted individuals, often find themselves living in a constant state of vigilance and anxiety. The dangers of being a targeted person of group stalking are not to be underestimated. Victims report a range of negative effects, including severe stress, sleep disturbances, isolation, and even paranoia. Group stalkers go to great lengths to invade their privacy, disrupt their daily lives, and manipulate relationships. In my case, I nearly abandoned all my relationships purely out of fear and inability to think clearly. At times, I'm stalked daily, especially when I have plans well in advance. It felt like I was constantly being watched. I had an incredible amount of fear that my life was in danger. This was leaving me in a state of panic and unrest and feeling alone in it all. After so many threats, I began to fear life more than death. At the time, nobody in my support network was able to identify with my situation or knew how to help. In a state of panic, the only thing I thought to do was write letters, bringing awareness to my situation. I've also found ways to communicate in support groups who have provided emotional support and guidance. It is important to mention that group stalking is not a well understood or recognized situation by many people, which often makes it even more challenging for victims to seek help. There is little information to rely on for research, but I found an article called "The Phenomenology of Group Stalking or Gang Stalking, a Content Analysis of Subjective Experiences" by Lorraine Sheridan. The link is in the description. In this study, participants identified as targeted individuals of group stalking. This article brings up some key elements of group stalking, such as the effect it has on the victim's life to psychological effects. One element mentioned is the determination to, quote unquote, fight back, which I would characterize as a response to a situation. There is a saying by Deepak Chopra that is, "You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it." I would say I've attempted in different ways to address the situation, and in times of intense fear and paranoia, I did respond in ways that were not rational. Sheridan does mention that in cases the victims are aggressive in response to becoming a targeted individual. So I feel like in discussing the dangers of group stalking, that I should mention that while the perpetrators are causing harm, as a result of the situation, the victim may be incited to respond in aggressive ways, then becoming a danger as well. When I had heightened emotions combined with thoughts that were not my own, it caused me to behave in ways I ordinarily would not have and place myself and others in danger. So in saying this, I'm showing there is two sides of the coin. From the constant surveillance and harassment to the psychological effects, it has taken a toll on my life. By staying informed and being aware of the signs associated with group stalking, we can better help each other out.